Do you have a timer going?
Yeah. Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay, and you?
Good, good. Welcome to Durham College Virtual Counseling. um,
Thanks.
how are you coping with this COVID-19 pandemic?
I don't know. It doesn't really change anything in my life, so.
No? Okay. Well, that's good, I guess. You know, you're still able to work and all of that.
Oh, I don't work. That's why it doesn't change my life.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, just to welcome you again to Durham College's virtual one-on-one personal counseling. So it's a free and voluntary service that we offer here at this college. I'm a student in training for the social services worker program. Um, and so, you know, we're here to support you for as long as you like. So just so you know, whatever we talk about is confidential, so it stays between you and me. However, there are a few exceptions. So I'll just list them off, and if you have any questions at any time, you know, you can ask me. So the first is a release of information form. So if you're working with another practitioner, or therapist, or doctor, you know, they can sign a release, and I can release that information to them. The next one is if I'm subpoenaed to court, then I would have to release information. Also, if I find that you are a threat to yourself or others, then I would have a duty to report, as well as if you tell me anything about a child that you know that's being abused, or you know is being witness to domestic violence, then I as well have a duty to report. And for you yourself, if you're being harmed sexually or otherwise by another practitioner, like a psychiatrist or another doctor, then I have a duty to report that as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good. Any questions about the confidentiality, about the services?
No, it's all pretty straightforward.
Okay, great. So what would you like to focus on today? What's going on?
Well, my mom kind of made me come. I live with my mom and my 4 children,
Okay.
and they're all concerned about my drinking. So I do drink a lot, but there's nothing else to do, and there's just a lot of stress, but I make sure that my kids are all taken care of. They have all their food, rent's paid, and everything, so.
Okay. Okay, so your mother suggested that you call, or you know, come in to this
Yeah.
so reach out for some counseling.
Yeah.
You have 4 children and you're currently not working, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a medical condition a while ago that put me out of work.
Okay.
And I've been off work for a while now.
Okay, what's the medical condition?
I had a heart condition.
Oh, okay.
I had
Okay.
heart surgery.
And so were you working before the heart condition?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Okay, so how long has it been now since you've been out of work?
About 2 years now.
Okay. And so you said before you drink a lot because there's nothing else to do. So would you say that your drinking has increased since you've stopped working?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
'Cause I'm
So
bored now, so I just drink when I'm by myself in my room while my kids are at school.
okay. How old are your kids?
They are 7, 12, 14, and 16.
Okay. And so you're bored. What do you mean by bored?
Well, because there's nothing else for me to do while the kids are at school. My mom's doing her thing. All my friends are at work.
Okay.
So I just drink and to kill time.
Okay. What's your drink of choice? What would you say what's your go-to, and how much are you drinking usually in a day or in a week?
I drink vodka usually, sometimes beer.
Okay.
If I drink beer, that's not usually enough, so usually I still end up with vodka. If I drink just vodka, usually I'm drinking anywhere between a 26er and a 40-ounce a day.
Okay.
And if I have beer, then I'll start with a 12-pack of beer, and then I'll have usually about 6 or 7 drinks of vodka.
Okay. Okay, and so you mentioned that your mother thinks this is a concern, and she's suggested that you reach out. So are you concerned? Are you concerned by this amount of alcohol that you're consuming?
Well, yeah, a little. I know it's not a good, healthy amount, but I have nothing else to do, so I just drink until I pass out and sleep all day.
Okay. So,
because my kids are all huge now, where even when they come home from school, they're busy out hanging out with their friends, and none of my friends are around to hang out with. So.
Okay. All right. So I'm hearing that you're bored, and because you're not working, and your kids are old enough, they're kind of self-sufficient. They're not babies anymore, necessarily. So, so you're just drinking all day and passing out, and that's how you're passing your time because you can't work. Is that correct? Like are you on disability right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you were working, and I know your kids were probably smaller, but did you have any hobbies or any interests that that you did outside of work?
Well, usually I was too busy for hobbies, really, because having 4 kids and they were all small. I'd go to work all day, come home, and then we'd do dinner and play and bath time and stuff.
Yeah.
And on weekends we'd hang out, we'd go for walks or whatever, depending on the weather.
Okay. And so is that something that do you still like to walk? Do you ever go for a walk now, or was it just mainly, when your kids were small?
I'd like to now, but they're too cool for mom now, so they don't ever hang out with me.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll take walks by myself, but usually the walks end up to the restaurant down the street. So have a couple drinks there and talk to people down there.
Okay. All right. So I'm hearing that drinking is a major part of your day.
Yeah.
And that's a concern for your mother at this point. And you're saying that you think it's also that you maybe drink too much. What do your children say? Like, have your children ever expressed concerns about your drinking?
They don't say anything to me, but they'll talk to my mom about it, and they don't like it. And they say that's half the reason why they're never home. They don't want to see me drunk.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's maybe not that they're too cool for you.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so that it sounds like you have a pretty strong family unit, where you have your mother lives with you, so it sounds like you have some really good support there, and she loves you, and you have your children also love you, and they all seem concerned, and have expressed directly or indirectly that they may want to see some changes in your drinking. And so if that were to happen, why would you make that change? Why do you think you would want to make that change of maybe drinking less?
Well, my reasons would probably be to get my mom off my back.
Okay.
And obviously, I know it's not good for my body.
Yeah. And you mentioned... Yeah, you mentioned you have a heart condition. So has your doctor ever expressed concern about your drinking, or have you spoken to a doctor about your drinking?
No, I definitely haven't talked to them about my drinking.
No. Okay. And so, it sounds like your mom is really concerned, and she really cares about you and wants you to be well and healthy, and your children as well. So that's really great to hear. You're not alone. You have some really great support in your life. So let me ask you a question. If in a perfect world, if you were to wake up tomorrow and everything was perfect, what would that look like? Can you describe some of the things that might make your world a perfect world?
Well, I think first I would wake up and be able to go to work.
Okay.
And then my kids would want to hang out with me. And my mom would be off my back about everything. She's so high-strung and stresses out about everything.
Okay.
But yeah, I think maybe have a bit of a social circle, maybe.
Okay. All right. So in a perfect world, your kids would want to hang out, maybe go for a walk, or do something together, your mom would be worrying less about you. And
Yeah, not only just me, but everything in the world, because she stresses too much about anything and everything.
okay, so she would be more relaxed, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so your mom would be more relaxed, I guess, maybe more enjoyable to spend some time around, right? And your kids would spend
Yeah.
some time. And you mentioned a social circle, so and being able to work. So all of these things, I'm hearing have a common theme where you're socializing. So whether it's with your mom or your kids or with coworkers or friends, it sounds like being social is really important to you and having people around.
Yeah.
So, and you mentioned the reason why you're drinking is because you're bored and your kids don't necessarily need you as much. So and you're home.
With nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do.
Boring, so.
And you're alone when you're drinking most of the time. So it sounds like maybe if you had some more social, or being more social, would it motivate you to maybe look into changing your drinking? Does that sound right? Am I hearing that right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And so if you were to do this, if we were to sort of try to go for this perfect scenario, I mean, nothing is perfect, but if we were motivated to sort of make those changes, how do you think you would go about that in order to succeed? What might that look like for you?
I don't know. I've never put that much thought into it.
Yeah,
I just figured, there's nothing really to change. Really nothing on my part, I guess. But I guess really it is kind of on my part. But I enjoy it. I just get to fall asleep and not have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
It's stressful when you're passed out.
Yeah, nothing to worry about. So, so on the one hand, I'm hearing that you're wanting to socialize more. You're wanting to hang out with your kids and maybe have more of a social circle. And then on the other hand, I'm hearing that you like drinking and passing out because it's less stressful and you kind of like that solitude.
Like, have you ever spent a lot of time with 4 kids all close in age?
No, I can't say
Very
that.
successful.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard some stories, but it's definitely, I think having 4 children can increase your chances of socializing. I think, right? That those odds kind of work in your favor there.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question for you. So, what are your 3 best reasons? So, kind of similar to the perfect world, but what would be your 3 reasons for wanting to change your drinking?
3? Well, probably my heart. Maybe more money, because money is the big issue when you're not working and you're a single parent to 4 children.
Right.
And just my family, to have them all off my back.
Okay, so your heart. So your 3 reasons would be your heart and having some more money, because you wouldn't be spending money on alcohol, and your family. Having them, I guess, maybe if they felt that you were working towards changing, then they would feel less of a need to maybe nag you. Is that what you said? Now you be on your back, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you think they might be more supportive if they
so.
saw you making some progress? Maybe.
Yeah, I think they would be.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they would be. Yeah.
Okay, and so what would that look like for you if you were going to do this? How would that look like? What do you think you could do?
How I would change my habits?
Yeah. If you were going to, let's say, reduce reduce the amount, or what would that look like for you? How would you go about
Yeah, I
doing
think
that?
I've definitely reduced it because I don't think I'd ever want to give it up at all, like completely altogether.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I would just reduce the amount that I drink every day,
Okay. How?
or reduce the amount of drinks or the amount of days I drink.
Okay. That sounds. And do you think you'd, walk me through this? Walk me through a typical day, or or what changes you would make. How would you go about reducing, or would you go a day without it, or would you just reduce the amount?
I think I'd reduce the amount I drink every day. So maybe I would not. Maybe I would hold off like an extra hour to have my first drink in the day.
Okay, hold off an hour. So what time typically is your first drink happening?
Usually I'll start when the kids go to school, so about 8:30.
8:30. Okay, so if you were to make a change, you would push that back. Is that
Maybe
right?
to 9:30 or 10 at first, yeah.
9:30 to 10. Okay. All right. And so what do you think you would need? What do you think you would need for this to happen?
Something to keep busy for sure, because then I'd get bored. If I didn't, then I would drink again until I pass out.
Okay. All right. Something to keep busy. And so
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned that you like going for a walk,
Yeah.
but then you end up at the local bar. So is there
But
any...
if I go for a walk at that time of day, they're not open yet. So I'd be safe to go for a walk at that time of day.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying that to make a change, you might reduce the amount of drinks that you have in a day. And
Yeah.
so by pushing it, starting a little bit later in the day, and then so maybe going for a walk or doing something to distract yourself might be a way to accomplish that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And does that sound reasonable? Would you say, on a scale of 1 to 10, would you how motivated do you think you are to sort of make some changes?
I don't know. I'm okay to make small changes. I think to make small changes, probably about a 6 or 7.
Okay.
But large changes, very low.
Okay.
I'm not ready yet to make that big of a drastic change into my life to even go to drinking just a couple drinks a day.
Okay. All right. So small changes. So
Yeah.
like you said, pushing back maybe by an hour or so when you start drinking. So what are some examples of other small changes that you could do or you could make?
Drinking them slower, maybe. Just any way to decrease the amount I drink a day, I guess.
Okay.
So holding off for the hour, decreasing, or like slowing down a drink. Not going out with my friends right now to bars where I drink more.
Okay. All right. And so, but you mentioned before that your social circle was important to you. So, do you have any friends or that don't drink or that you don't drink with? So maybe, or anyone that's sort of around in the day that you could go for a walk with?
I have a couple of friends, but most of my friends I drink with a lot, so they're not good to hang out with. But I do know a couple of people that I would be able to hang out with and not drink.
Okay. So maybe reaching out to a friend and going for a walk might help with the small changes and delaying when you're starting to drink. And how important would you say is this for you right now, making these small changes?
Not very high, I don't think. Maybe a 4.
A 4. Okay. And so you mentioned that your mom, kind of getting her off your back and maybe hanging out with your kids and your heart, your health issues would be reasons that you would want to change. So is there anything else that would, anything else that you can think of that would make it, that would make it a little higher or more important to you?
No, I don't think so, because right now, like, I know my family, as much as they're on my back, I know they'll always be there for me. I've got my mom, she takes care of the kids when I'm passed out, so I don't have to worry about it. She's not going anywhere because I know she's not going to leave her grandkids without anybody there to watch them.
Right. So, again, it sounds like you have a really great support system there, and your mom loves you very much and cares about you, and definitely cares about your health and well-being, and your kids really care about you as well. So that's really great. So, so I'm hearing that it's important for you to maintain those relationships and
Yeah.
have a better, be able to spend that time with your children and with your mom. Does your mom work? Is she around during the? You mentioned that she takes care of the kids and looks after them. So does she work?
No, she was recently out of a job a little while ago, so that's when she moved in with us, and then she agreed to help take care of the kids with me.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's nice. I mean, it's always nice to have someone there to look after you for sure. Um, so at this point, I guess my question to you would be, what do you want to do? What, moving forward, what do you want to do?
I don't know. Like, sometimes I would like to stop drinking, but most of the time I don't, because that's, like I said, like I pass out and I don't have to worry about my mom whining and complaining about things, and I don't have to worry about what my kids are up to because my mom's there. I don't know, maybe start just cutting back on my drinking for now.
Okay, cutting back.
Doing the walks in the morning and waiting the extra hour or whatever.
Okay. So on the one hand, I'm hearing that you don't mind sort of passing out when you're drinking, so you don't have to hear your mom, and your kids are well cared for. So that's not a concern. But on the other hand, you did mention that a motivating reason to change would be to have a better relationship with your mother, and to be able to spend some more time with your kids and socialize with them a little bit more. Is that right?
Yeah, more so my kids, not my mom, because my mom was stressed out about anything and everything all the time. So.
Okay. So
but I would like to have my kids around more often and want to hang out with me.
You would, yeah. So after they go to school and you start drinking and then you pass out, so you're not really seeing them after school.
No, because usually I'm in bed when they come home. Okay. And I'll wake up for a bit and have dinner with them, and if they come home for dinner.
Okay, so you're seeing them at. So right now you're seeing them at dinner time, sometimes, and in the morning before school.
I always see them in the morning before they go to school.
Okay.
And I help them. I hang out with them while they have their breakfast and pack their backpacks and stuff, and I make their lunches with them.
Oh, that sounds like a really special time. And have your kids ever expressed that they want to spend more time with you maybe after school? Like, have they ever reached out to you about doing something, picking them up from school or going to the park? I mean, maybe, I don't know if they're too old for the park, but doing something together after school. Have they ever mentioned that might be something they want to do with you?
The only time they ever mention that they want to spend time with me is when they want to go shopping, and it's going to cost me money, but I don't have the money to take them shopping. Okay. So when I tell them no, they get angry and storm off and go, and then I don't see them again for hours.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that, so they maybe get upset with you because you don't have the money for, whatever it is that they want to buy.
Their $100 pairs of pants or their $75 sweater. And
yeah.
It's people spend that kind of money on clothes.
Yeah. So how does that make you feel when they get upset with you for not having money to buy them?
It makes me angry and sad, and then it makes me sad that I'm not working anymore to give them the money. But.
Yeah. It Sounds like it
But I'm
would.
in no shape yet to start working again yet, so.
Yeah. Okay. So you think maybe there's a chance that you'll be able to work again in the future?
Yeah, as long as my heart recovers fine, then I can go back to my job. But it's I think every 6 months I have to go see the doctor for like a year and a half until there's the possibility of going back. And then it's like, if I can't go back then it's okay, come back in a month, and then they'll reevaluate me then.
Okay.
So it's so uncertain about when I'll get to go back.
Yeah. That must be hard. So when is your next? Is it a physical, a checkup? When's your next sort of date to check on your progress?
I don't know, maybe 2 months from now, I think.
Okay. And what do you think? I mean, as of right now, how do you think that's gonna go? Like, are you feeling, that you might be ready soon, or do you think maybe? I mean, do you have a sense of how it's gonna go, judging by how it went, last time?
Well, last time I did make a bit of progress, so I'm hoping that there will be some more progress. I'm really hoping there's enough to get back to work. But do I think there is? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there is.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you noticed anything that's different since the last time, or were you given any sort of guidance on what you might be doing to improve your situation?
Well, I can go up more stairs now than I could before without having any chest pains or anything.
Well, that's good.
I can lift more. I can lift more pounds now than I could before.
Excellent.
But that's about it.
Okay, and so did that just sort of happen, or was that something that you worked towards? Like, were you working on stairs or lifting? Like, were you doing any sort of exercises, like physio or anything like that?
Well, it wasn't physio. It was a slow progress at home, and it was like a routine I had to follow from the hospital and stuff. I had to just do a certain amount each week and then work my way up a little bit.
Oh, excellent.
Sometimes I overdo it, and I try to force myself past the suggested limit. But
And how did that go when you sort of pushed yourself too hard?
not very good.
Not very good. Okay. And so is that something that you're continuing? Are you still doing those exercises, or was it for, a certain amount of time?
I've just kind of thrown them all out the window and just do my own thing now. I
Oh.
figure it's been long enough that I should be able to do what I want to now.
Okay. All right. And so you mentioned walking earlier. I think walking was a great way to, improve your heart within moderation, right? A nice, easy pace, nothing too sort of strenuous. Is that something that maybe would, you think, help improve?
Yeah, probably. Like I said, maybe I'll start when the kids go to school. Maybe I'll go for a nice leisurely walk in the morning, get some exercise, hold off that first drink, and then see where it happens from there.
Okay. Well, it sounds like, that you're thinking about maybe reducing the amount of alcohol that you're consuming each day. And, you're really concerned about more your kids, spending time with your kids, and getting healthy, so to potentially get back to work. And then working would mean you would have, more of an income, so that maybe you could go shopping with your kids, or kind of have that little bit of disposable income to spend some time and do some activities with them. Does that sound like something like where you're at right now?
Yeah, pretty much dead on, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, do you think that maybe you'd be willing to chat again through our virtual counseling? Do you think that maybe?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I really think that it would be great to chat again, and we can sort of see especially knowing that you have that. Is it a checkup in 2 months or?
Yeah.
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 So knowing that you have that checkup coming, I think it would be great to sort of see from where you are now until then, and see if we can make some improvements and maybe help you on your way to getting back into the workforce.
All right.
Okay, so I will. What's that?
I said, sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good to me too. Okay, well, it was great meeting with you. And if you have any questions at all, I'm available through email, or you can give me a call. Outside of that, I can send you a quick email to set up a date, another virtual counseling session if you're open to that, maybe in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, well, it's great talking to you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.